Good morning.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. And if the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brasted.
Here.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
First item is tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brasted.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Okay, next we have review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have approval of the minutes from our June 23rd County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Brasted. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Schulte. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We have two items under Chair's remarks today. The first is to recognize the Herculean efforts of some of our citizen athletes in achieving global distinction. If you've never heard of curling, it is a sport in which players slide stones on a sheet of ice towards a target area, which is segmented into 4 concentric circles. It dates back to Scotland in the mid-1500s, and it requires a tremendous amount of precision that is only achieved through painstaking practice and great concentration. The Four Seasons Curling Club, located in Blaine out of Fogarty Arena, announced that they have been designated an official Olympic training site for the upcoming games. I'm very pleased to welcome our guest, Rob Hall, General Manager of Fogarty Arena, John Benton, Director of Curling Operations, and Reagan Burr, Communications Manager. And I'd like to invite John to tell us a little bit more about curling and what the Olympic training site designation means for Fogarty Arena. John, welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. First of all, thank you for giving us this time this morning. We're very excited about the Olympic training site designation. And what I wanted to share with you today is that really the designation is about opportunity. As an Olympian myself from 2010, I was afforded opportunity all my life to chase my dream. And that's what we're hoping that the Olympic training site designation for Fogarty will do, not just for the Blaine community or the North Metro community, including Anoka and the rest of the cities involved, but really for the state of Minnesota and the country. We will have and have had all of our national team athletes training at Fogarty Arena, so that will continue. We'll be having more and more events, and we're actually hoping to increase the vision of what Fogarty Arena can do. And so not only will those national team athletes be training there, but we're hoping to create more programming for the youth in the North Metro area, get involved with the high schools, middle schools, a lot of the younger people to kind of feed that pipeline of people who want to chase that Olympic dream. Curling creates a very unique opportunity for kids simply because it's a very, very small group of people right now. There's only 20,000 curlers in the United States. So if you take an athlete who has an Olympic dream, mine started when I was 7 or 8 years old watching it on TV. If you take those types of athletes and you give them access to the kind of programming and coaching that an Olympic training site can afford them, they can realize their dreams very quickly. Having coached for the last 5 years, I've taken 15, 16, 17-year-olds to world championships. The Junior World Championships, in fact, was hosted at the Olympic venue for Sochi the last time. So the opportunity for these kids and for anybody getting involved in curling at Fogarty Arena and Four Seasons Curling Club is going to be exponential, and we're just so excited to have the support of the North Metro communities, especially Anoka. I mean, we've already hosted a number of kids from the high school in a high school curling league, and we intend to continue that, as well as Blaine and Spring Lake Park, of course. So, you know, the sky is really the limit, and my goal, again, is to make sure that we provide opportunity for anybody who wants to chase that Olympic dream. And it's something that, I hope that the communities around and the state can be very proud of. We have a vision that somebody from the region is going to be not only participating at the Olympics, but standing on the podium, and we can all say that we were part of that. Team USA is a very big thing that's near and dear to my heart and our staff's hearts, and I think and hope that the community will see that the same way. So thank you for your time this morning.
Well, and thank you. Any questions or comments at all?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I'm not sure if you remember, but I am this board's appointee to the Fogarty Ice Arena Board. I can assure you, one Monday a month, when I meet with the members of the board, they are an extremely dedicated, very hard-working group. And having this Olympic designation is extremely valuable. There are only 18 other sites in the United States that have this. So to get this designation is really a feather in the cap, certainly of the board of Fogarty and for that arena. And since the arena was just put up in February of 2013 is when it's operating. So to have it in such a short period of time, get such recognition nationally, and John is being a bit modest. He didn't tell you that he was on the 2010 Olympic team. He was also the NBC color commentator for the Sochi Olympics in curling last year. So John has got connections locally, nationally, and internationally, and those connections are certainly paying off, bringing people in. He also did mention that I believe there were 6 international teams that have trained at the site. And not only is it for youth and sports, but corporate America is also understanding the value of coming together in a team-building sort of adventure. And when we first put this together, we projected on our pro forma, I think, 18 corporate events. And how many have we had in the last year?
I think we average about 260.
260 corporate events each year that comes in. So those are corporations that come from, large and small, from all over state of Minnesota to come to the North Metro area to partake in this team-building event right here in Anoka County. So I think this board, the county of Anoka, and certainly the city of Blaine and everybody involved should be very proud of the efforts that I believe the Fogarty people are really putting in to make this a top-flight facility down there that will draw not only national recognition, but international recognition there. So just want to kind of put that in context for this board so they understand what sort of a jewel we have right there in Blaine. Under the water tower, by the way. Can't find it, just go to the Blaine Water Tower and look around.
Thank you, Tony.
Madam Chair, I just am fortunate enough to be the one to have it in my district, and I just want to commend you for your ability to bring Blaine into the global limelight. So I'm very excited about that. And I just wonder if those families who participated in getting this thing built many years ago ever had imagined that it would be what it is today. I'm guessing, I wasn't around them, but I'm guessing that they were just looking for a place for their kids to play hockey. But just thank you for the good work that you all do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, I had the opportunity to visit there and to participate on the ice. And might I just say, it's a little more difficult than it looks, especially from a balance standpoint, trying to focus and stay upright. And but it's a from a corporate event, it's just tremendous and a lot of fun. So I encourage people to try it out.
Well, again, want to congratulate you and thank you for the vision from just the discussion phase to being part of the groundbreaking, and then, of course, you have the ribbon cutting, and already, as Tony mentioned, to already have this designation just speaks volumes to the quality of the people that we have involved in the process. So want to congratulate all of you and thank you so much. We can't wait to cheer you on, and we look forward to really being a part of some of the wonderful activities and events that will be taking place there. So again, congratulations and thank you for your great work.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Mark your calendars for August 15th, Saturday, August 15th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Will be the unveiling of the Olympic marks at the arena. There'll be a press mixer at 11, appetizers, meet and greet after that, and then open curling from 1 to 3. So we can get you all back out on the ice, test that balance a little bit.
Need some help there.
You're all very welcome, and we really appreciate the support that the county's given us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Okay, our next guest is extremely busy this year, preparing for the influx of 40,000 people daily to the Anoka County Fair. It's not a county function, as many might think, but actually the tremendous effort of hundreds of passionate volunteers. Commissioner Look, would you please introduce our guests?
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, let me say it's a privilege to represent the area of Anoka County that is home to the fair. And it's always a busy area as people are traveling around trying to process through traffic, and everybody's having a great time. Anoka County Fair is truly a snapshot of life in the northern half of Anoka County. It's our abundance of natural resources, our love of outdoor recreation, our affinity for animals, sports, and we enjoy all these amenities with our friends and family. And it all comes together at the fair. With us today is the fair manager, Ray Hivolti. And Ray, could you come on up and tell us a little bit about this year's fair's highlights and what we should expect and what we all want to come out and enjoy?
Thank you, Madam President and County Commissioners. We have a few new things going this year. We're hoping that it works out. We've had bad Saturdays. We've tried many, many different things. This year we got an air show. It's four-wheelers going up a ramp, doing some flips in the air, and hopefully landing on their wheels and taking off. They've been doing it around, and it's really exciting to see. We've seen movies of it and stuff like that. Also, I want to thank everybody that has helped with the fair. County Commissioners, you've done a good job for us in the past few years. Parks Department has really helped us out with many things, and we really appreciate all the support we get. The Sheriff's Department has given us support. This year, we're redoing our band shell. It was time for a complete overhaul, and hopefully it's done by the fair. They're supposed to finish up today. I'm working with them real hard. I got up at 5 this morning to help them out. And we put up 22 more horse stalls because we were short horse stalls this year. We have a few more projects that we need to work on. Our old church, Constance Free Church, the roof is really getting bad. It's starting to sag because the way it was put together when they moved it in. We're hoping to maybe get a grant to help us build that, take the roof off and put a new roof on. The 4-H building, I know that the tin is really bad. We're hoping to get that tin off and replace the tin. We'd like to insulate it at the same time when we take the tin off. When we did the last 2 big buildings, we put insulation on the roof, and it's just a complete difference than it was without the insulation. It's so much cooler. I'll leave here, we got some great bands, great entertainment, and we're just hoping for good weather and all the support of everybody's help.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks, Ray. One band I know I wanted to mention that's coming is GB Layton, always a big
Yep.
draw to the area, and so be sure to be part of that. And none of this happens without, I think, the efforts of so many people. I mean,
Oh yeah, we have many people that work hours on this.
How many volunteers, Ray, do you think you have in total?
Well, we have, I would say, close to 40.
40 volunteers. Well, I think as a board, we often recognize the volunteer hours that people put in, whether it's for driving veterans to appointments and that sort of thing. And it's no different here. The hours that these folks put in are just enormous. And it's all done in an effort to make Anoka County better and to serve the residents of Anoka County. But it's not just during the fair. During the off-season, there's different events that are going there. They're trying to move cars around and make money. And all these dollars go back into the fair experience.
Right.
And every single dollar is spent on trying to enhance, as you mentioned, the buildings and the different events that are there. So it is truly, I think, a unique, the volunteers that you have and the effort that they put into the work that's there. It's phenomenal. The fair starts with the annual flag raising on Tuesday, July 21st, and runs daily until 10 p.m. through Sunday, July 26th. The closing time on Sunday is at 9 p.m. And this is, as I mentioned, this is truly an Anoka County get-together, and we certainly want to encourage everyone to come and experience it, have fun, and bring your kids. And I'm looking forward to the aerial show of the ATVs. I know my boys will love that too. So, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Cordiak, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I meant to comment, Madam Chair, I visited your board, enjoy, you're right, Commissioner, look, that they are a dedicated group of people. It's been the entire year, I swear they're focusing all their efforts on this fair. So they do a fine job. They do other things too, of course, wide right. But I do appreciate, Ray, you and your board's efforts to work on the recycling component. It's important to me, and Commissioner Look and I have talked with you and your board, all understand it, and you come to do a pretty good job of working that in the fair. So much out there that you can better manage. You seem to have the buckets and baskets and the county support. So I just want to thank you for what you've done and encourage you to keep it up.
Thank you.
Well, again, thank you so much for all of your efforts, as well as all your board and the many volunteers. We appreciate the opportunity to have thousands of people come to Anoka County and really see what we have to offer. So again, thank you so much for your efforts, and we look forward to seeing you out at the fair.
Okay, thank you. I have one more comment to make. This year, our fair is going to be dedicated to Bernie Vivi, who passed away, our oldest fair board.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate all of his efforts throughout the year. It's a very, very much appreciated that you've taken the effort of doing that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Okay, now we will move on to committee reports. First one is Management Committee Report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The item on the regular agenda is the Management Committee recommends adopting Resolution 2015 M5. It's accepting gifts for the Anoka County Attorney's Office Fair Booth.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
So moved.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brasted. Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item is on the additional agenda. It's in IT, a result of a vacancy due to a promotion of another employee. We're going from a 1 FTE Applications Developer 2, grade 812, to a 1 FTE Manager End User Technology Services, grade 816.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brasted. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
And the final item is a non-budgeted new position in the sheriff's office, and it is a result of a grant that we voted on last time. And it's contingent upon the grant being fully funded for 4 years. It's a deputy grade 2105, 1 FTE.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brasted. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner West. Now we'll move on to Transportation Committee report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee recommends approval to enter into a license agreement with Marvin Development 4 LLC for the use of county permanent easement for business signage, landscaping, and a parking lot at 1865 Gateway Drive in Coon Rapids. This is a new Taco Bell being constructed on the northwest corner of Hanson and Highway 10 at the Gateway Center. And this is just, we have a permanent easement for some sewer piping, I believe, sanitary sewer piping, and they're constructing their, part of their sign, a very small portion of their sign and parking lot over that. So this is an approval for that license agreement. And all of these, everything that I read to you today will be subject to approval by the county attorney and to signatures by the county administrator and the county board chair.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
No move.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
Our second item is the committee recommends approval to enter into the CenturyLink agreement for additional fiber work required for the Trunk Highway 10 and Armstrong Boulevard interchange.
Move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded by Commissioner West. Further discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Just for clarification, this is an ongoing project with CenturyLink. It's escalating a little bit because we need to keep them on a time schedule because we want this project to be done on time and on budget. And so we're asking them to escalate their services and moving their fiber optic wiring that's underground there.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Roll call. Oh,
Ma'am,
Commissioner-
just a quick question. Is the fiber connectivity there, I assume it's not a function of the activity that's required for connectivity at the location, it's with their main fiber run that serves business and households, and it's just a fiber core run.
Madam Chair. Commissioner Kordiak, that's correct. This is just a trunk line that they run through there to service neighborhoods and businesses in the area. And I would assume that our eventual stoplights there would probably hook into that somewhere along the line, perhaps, but I don't know that for sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Right.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
Third on our list, the committee recommends approval to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the city of Ramsey related to the Ramsey Town Center development.
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair, this
Commissioner
just has to do with the relocation of a drainage pond for better usage of land. We talked about this, I think, probably a year or so ago with regards to a developer request out there, and makes good sense to utilize the land the best of its capacity.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
The committee recommends approval to enter into a license agreement with St. Paul RE Holdings LLC due to a small portion of business sign being in the county's right-of-way.
Is there a motion to approve? Is
I'll move.
there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
Madam Chair, I'd move to table item 5 till our next meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, roll. All those in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next item.
Item 6, under our transit category, the committee recommends approval of amendment number 3 to a service agreement between the Metropolitan Council and Anoka County to increase to a maximum amount $579,807 relating to the operation of public transit service.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's seconded by Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, I'll just finish, the rest is informational, but I did table item 5. We're still waiting for a final MinDOT approval because we had a contract that came in too favorable from their perspective. It's more than 10% under our engineer's estimate, which requires MinDOT approval if you're below your estimate more than 10%. Seems a little crazy to me, but nonetheless, we will wait for their approval and then we'll authorize this. Is for the reflective striping on 3 of our northern county roads. So we'll wait for them to say it's okay to save money and then we will.
Well, appreciate that. Always good to save money, so. All right, moving on. Internal audit report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wasn't simply comment that all the items were for information purposes only until I was giving talking points. So I will comment that the bad news is that we had an unqualified report. But the good news is, unqualified is a good thing. So the state auditor was very happy with the outcome of their examination of our activities that they did examine. They did point out that they had one deficiency regarding our SunGuard and some component of what the reporting activity that we could provide reports to them on, and we're working with SunGuard to figure that out, and they recognize and they are satisfied with our efforts to pursue that. So I rather fully expect that we'll bring that into compliance as well. I might comment as well that we did take a look at the License Bureau centers and look at some of their cash handling things. Talked about the armored car activity, how that works. Looked at cash handling, talked about cameras, how we watch the money, how we watch the traffic. And so we were all satisfied with how that went. And I might mention, lastly, and all of you commissioners know people. Our board is roughly a 5-person board, Rhonda, myself, Jerry, Orrin, and Mr. Thistle. Orrin Nye, who's one of our longer-term members, made a decision to retire, move to Wisconsin. So he will be stepping away. I have reached out to one entity now. I actually reached out to a contact that we may all have at Infinite Campus. And they are looking we're looking for someone who is experienced with finance and with IT. Those are 2 areas that we commonly bump into. So if any of you have any ideas about who we could, would, and should be talking to, subject to my finding someone at this opportunity, I have about 2 or 3 more that we might pursue. We're all obliged to take a look at that and fill that vacancy. If you've got any ideas, talk to Rhonda, talk to me, and we would pursue them. Otherwise, Madam Chair, I think the other items are for information purposes only.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
I would just like to comment, it says here that Orrin delayed his retirement for a few months. I think that's huge service to us that he did that. I bet he had some plans that he had to put aside.
Yeah, and thank you, Madam Chair. I am not sure that will be required, for he did that subject to Bob Thistle's hurting himself. As some of you may have heard, he fell off a ladder. They don't call them widow makers for nothing. But Bob tells me he's in pretty good shape and he'll be back, so he'll come hobbling in one of these days at our next meeting, which I think is maybe September or something like that. So that may preclude that. But yeah, Orrin wanted to make sure he fulfilled due diligence, and we'll see if that is required or not. Thank you for commenting.
Well, and certainly Orrin has been a longtime member of this committee and just
11 years.
appreciate all of his great service and great insights. You know, it's very much has made a difference, I think, in some of the decisions that we've made, so.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I think for clarification, as Commissioner Kordiak used the term widow maker, I think we need to say the latter did not live up to its moniker. This was not a widow.
Oh, goodness. All right, moving on. Parks Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There is only one information item. John is nearby, but I will tell you that we're probably in about phase 6 of our Coon Rapids Dam operations. We're looking right now at, I think we might have brought this forward recently when we did the bathrooms in the existing visitor center, but this wasn't quite ready, so we're bringing it forward now. But this is the boat launch activity. I think we're looking at redoing and rebuilding the blacktop that's there, replacing sections of curbing, adding a pull-off area for aquatic removal of boat-related issues. And I don't know, the information regarding costs and so on are included in your information, but we're prepared to move that ahead, Madam Chair. I would offer it.
Okay, there's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Can I, Madam Chair, and maybe put John on the spot for a moment? John, can you remind us, we've seen some high water at the dam. The dam handled it well. They've had some issues with gates at the dam, but I think they're figuring them out. The walkway is opening again. Can you just comment a little bit about the dam activity?
I would be happy to, Madam Chair, Commissioners. For the record, I'm John Vondelindy, your Division Manager for Parks and Community Services. The Coon Rapids Dam project is nearing completion. There are a few punch list items that the contractor is working on along with the DNR and Three Rivers Park District. They're minor items. For the most part, the contractor is off-site now. The walkway has been reopened. People are enjoying the dam, the park, the reconnection of the trails between Hennepin County and Anoka County. So it's looking great and everything is done, and I would encourage you to go down and take a look at it if you have an opportunity. Also this fall, in September, Three Rivers Park District and the DNR and Anoka County will be working together jointly to have a grand opening celebration at the park. So I will inform you of that and the public, of course, when that happens. But yes, we are complete with that project. It's been about 3 years in the making, and it has been a very, very highly successful project.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That would conclude my report.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Kordiak. Moving on to Public Safety Committee report, Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did meet on July 7th. There's some informational items before you, but no action items. I would like to just take a moment, though, and recognize today is the service for detention deputy Brian Cochran, who's worked for Anoka County for 16 years. His service is this afternoon, and much of our sheriff's office employees will be attending that. So we keep his family and friends and coworkers in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you very much. I just appreciate that dedicated service. Okay, moving on, Waste Management and Energy Committee report, Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me think for a moment. Kathy Tim is nearby. She's moving forward. I need all the help that I can get on this one. Madam Chair, this is a discussion that we've been having, particularly around the Solid Waste Management Coordinating Board, Metropolitan Board, that we've worked with for many, many years. Kind of like electronics and TV sets, we work with paint opportunities. We look at roofing, carpet, glass, and so many other things. But one of them that we made some progress with over the years, and the paint industry is stepping forward as well, is providing opportunities for local jurisdiction states to give them some opportunity for improving our management of paint, both latex and oil-based paints. It passed legislation this past year. I think it went there several times. It didn't. We are successful. Paint Care and we have then been discussing and navigating for about a year and a half through a very complicated and onerous process. You've got 87 counties, or some combinations thereof, working with Paint Care, their attorneys, their people, and all of us kind of looking at each other with John decides, making sure we don't step in any traps. But I think that in the end result, we have two contracts here, two items here that might require our board's attention. We're hoping that every single county, all 87, will pass the same contract documents, and we'll all then begin to forward that to the state of Minnesota, working with the Minnesota Waste Management entity and Paint Care to provide an opportunity for county to continue to collect paints, which we do now, yet avoid roughly $100,000 a year cost that we enjoy or suffer as a result of collecting for convenience sake, a non-hazardous material that we do as a service to our public. I think it's an important service. It's a lot of paint out there, but it's long been an issue for this county. I think Hennepin County probably spends $1 or $2 million on this, so we all look forward to some. Can you comment, Kathy, a little bit about some of the more specifics about this? She was at the table in some of these discussions, negotiations, and you can outline for us what action we're proposing today.
Yes, Madam Commissioner, members of the board, Catherine Tim from the County Attorney's Office. I participated in the negotiations with Paint Care and the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency regarding the overall package that we have of contracts, and I've been doing that since March of 2014. The way it is set up at this point, and I received on Tuesday an executed document of the contract between the MPCA and Paint Care. So it is moving along in terms of coming to fruition. There are 3 contracts total, 2 of which we're asking for your approval today. The first contract, as I said, I received an executed copy on Tuesday between the MPCA and Paint Care. You do not need to approve that one. However, it's available for your information. The second contract is between Paint Care and the county, and that document will require your approval today. We have negotiated it. It provides for insurance to be carried by Paint Care, and it provides for indemnification of any thing that might happen within the 4 corners of our household hazardous waste facility regarding paint from the county to Paint Care. There's some mutual indemnification going back and forth, and those 2 items are the only things that are included in that particular contract. That document is the same for all of the counties in the state that have an HHW program. There are actually 21 facilities throughout the state. Some counties have their own. Some counties are part of consortiums where several counties join together. Then the other document that will require your approval is an amendment to our current joint powers agreement with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. That document is in final draft at this point. We're fixing some typos, and there are some arrangements that we're making regarding the signature block. And that's all that needs to be done on that. That provides that the MPCA will be the mechanism that will have the mechanism to funnel back reimbursement to the counties as part of this program, so that we no longer have to incur all the costs for managing paint. Those are the 2 documents that we'll be asking that you give authority to Chair Sivaraja to negotiate and finalize. They're very, very near final form. There is a deadline on all of this that as of August 1st, Paint Care, the organization, is going to be facing a national audit, and so we need to be able to move forward before that date so that we can give them an assessment of our costs going back to November of 2014 so that we can be reimbursed for all of those expenses going backwards. If you have any other questions.
Any questions, comments?
Madam Chair, can I ask, you're an attorney. You're looking up the legal interests that relate to these documents. You were on the committee.
Mm-hmm.
There are 87 counties. Were you looking out the legal interest of Anoka County, or the Swim Club metropolitan area, or the entire state of Minnesota?
I think that I had more than one hat. My primary concern was Anoka County.
Sure.
That being said, Swim Club actually was ably represented by Trudy Richter, so I wasn't too concerned about her. However, too concerned about Swim Club, but I did coordinate negotiations with the Swim Club and with the other county attorneys who worked on this. The primary attorneys who did the negotiation from the county perspective were Harry McPeak from Ramsey County, Chuck Salter from Hennepin County, myself, and Marcus Miller from Stearns County. We also consulted with the Olmsted County Attorney's Office and the St. Louis County Attorney's Office. We did coordinate our points of view because we wanted to make sure that all of the counties throughout the state could sign on this, but my primary concern was Anoka County. I wanted to make sure we got a good deal.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just for
Commissioner.
clarification for our viewers, we don't swim at Swim Club. It's Solid Waste Management Coordinating, an acronym. It's probably a little confusing when we're talking about wastewater and paint, and suddenly we're swimming, the Swim Club. But Solid Waste Management Coordinating Board.
Thank you, appreciate that. And HW is
Household hazard.
household hazardous waste.
Yes.
Because I think we get very familiar with some of these terms and making sure that people understand exactly what that is.
Madam Chair, just if I can say lastly, that this really is about product stewardship. Different people have some different attitudes about product stewardship, but it's kind of a little bit about what we do with oil and fluorescent tubes and electronics and some other components, asking industries to step forward, particularly those that provide a problem commodity in society, but to take a greater hand and greater responsibility in helping us to manage that material. But that's what this is about.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Well,
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries, and thank you for your work. Captain Jim?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. If I could just follow up a little bit on that, just so the viewers understand that this is something that was implemented at the legislature
Yeah.
2 years back, and it's something we're asked to be a part of to make sure that Minnesotans begin this product stewardship. It's not something the county has introduced or brought forward or is working on. So it's not a mandate from us, it's just something that we're drawn into, being creatures of the state.
Thank you, appreciate that. There are a whole myriad of issues that counties are asked to do on behalf of the state, and this just ends up being one of the results. So appreciate that.
Madam Chair, the rest of my report is for information purposes only, and that would conclude my report.
Is there anything else to come before the county board? If not, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. I would remind anybody on the HRA Management Committee, we'll convene in 10 minutes. We have a lengthy meeting that we're going to switch down as quick as we can because we